Hey guys, winter season is here, which means sadly we have to put away our piss missiles because it's cold and they don't perform the best in cold weather. Unless you have an adventure bike, an enduro, dirt bike, completely different case. But let's put a sports bike away. So I'm gonna go over a couple of things that I personally do to make sure my bike is winterized and prepped for next season. And the key word is prepped. So let's dive right into it. The first thing on the list I'm gonna recommend is to grab a jerry can and fuel stabilizer. This one is optional depending on how you really feel, but jerry can is to make sure you can fill your gas tank all the way up to the brim to prevent condensation. Fuel stabilizer, people recommend it to stop the breakdown of the gas inside of your gas tank. I personally use it, but it's really up to you. Read the instructions on the back. One of my friends thought you poured the whole fuel stabilizer inside of the gas tank once you fill it up. Read the packaging, it will tell you. And have one of these in your garage so you can fill up your gas tank all the way. Like I said, prevent any condensation. Next up is gonna be your battery storage, because if you've seen my other videos on TikTok, you don't wanna go to start your bike and you get that quack, 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 it's not turning over sensation. So you'll wanna either remove your battery and put it somewhere warm, or put it on a trickle charger. It is from Noco Genius, and honestly, it's worked great for me last year, and it's gonna be great for me this year again. I just plug it into the wall, connect the pieces to the battery, and leave it there to just trickle charge over the winter. Or I can bring it inside and do the exact same process. Now, if you have a lithium battery, I completely understand the process might be different. Your battery might last better in the cold. Perfectly fine. Don't do it, do it. That is up to you. These are just my personal opinions. Hopefully I'm not too dark back here, but next up is going to be your fluids. So I say your fluids, but really I mean your oil. Now, this one is discretionary for everyone because some people say, why do I have to change the oil? I personally change it because if I'm not riding my bike for 5 months, I don't want whatever dirty oil or sediments or anything resting in my oil pan or just relaxing and chilling in my bike for that time frame. So I aim to just put fresh oil in at the end of the season when I'm done my ride. And then next season starts, I don't have to change anything, I just hop on and go. But still also check all your other fluids, your brake fluid, your coolant, just make sure that they're correct color and the right amount, so you're not worried about those things as well. Now this one I've heard mixed reviews across the board, but I do recommend it, is getting bike stands and putting your bike on the stands so it's off the ground. Now the reason I say that is because some people say, if your bike rests in one spot for too long on the tire, you're gonna deform the tire. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I haven't come across that. But all that aside, you should still have bike stands because it helps you with everyday maintenance, tire pressures, oil, clean chains, anything. Having bike stands is crucial, and if you don't have them, pick them up because you'll end up preserving your tires. And depending on what kind of ground you have in your storage space, I have concrete. People say that concrete pulls the moisture from your tire, then you're gonna end up getting tire rot quicker if it's sitting for somewhere too long. So if you don't have bike stands, put it on some cardboard, try and roll the bike around periodically during your storage period, or even use carpet or just something that separates the tire from the concrete, so your tire is good for next season. Now, if you live in a rural area, you might have rodent problems and rats need somewhere to sleep or anything needs somewhere to sleep. So think about all the holes and openings on your bike that something could go into and basically make a nest. One of my friends actually bought a bike and it was covered or infested with rat pee and poo on the inside. It happens. So think about plugging your exhaust or sealing off certain parts of your bike or even putting a tarp over it, kind of just preserve the bike in itself. And also this is a very keen one. Before you store your bike, ensure that you clean it. Get off any dirt, grime, salt, water, grease, or anything that has accumulated over the season because you were dirty and chose not to wash your bike. Just clean your bike so it's good, lubed up and oiled and ready for next season as well. Honestly, this is probably gonna be one of the quickest videos I ever make because I didn't do me changing the oil or anything on my bike. It's just a quick explanation for you to know these are kind of the key things that you should do or can do to preserve your bike for the winter. But other than that, as I always say, peace.